Surrender all that it took to be here in this present moment in time. Just let it go. Let's take just 3 exhales out in a row. With our next breath, let's breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And with the exhalation, we release and surrender all that does not match, all that is divine, sacred, and holy. And as we return to our normal breathing pattern, we're reminded that all that is divine, sacred, and holy is nearer to us than our own breathing, is indeed closer to us than our own hands and feet. And so this power and this presence, this love and this grace that created the mountains and the seas, the galaxies and the stars, created you, created me whole, perfect, and complete, with nothing missing, lacking, needing, nor wanting. So let's consecrate and dedicate this time of stillness to the remembering of the I am that I am. That place within each of us that has never been or could ever be hurt or harmed or endangered in any way. It's the core of our core, the spiritual muscle that fuels, maintains, sustains, for each and every one of our needs to be met on time, every single time. So I'm inviting us to make this place within us stronger and bolder, thicker and wider, more able to serve us each moment of our existence, perfectly sourced, perfectly supplied, perfectly sustained, perfectly maintained. How much good can you handle for yourself this day? How much of your own good made just for you will you proclaim this day? How much divine good will you allow and proclaim for yourself? Let's spend time in this. If answers come to you, fantastic. If they don't, no need to struggle for those. How many blessings can you handle this day, this moment? How many healings for your highest and best good will you allow and permit? What divine insights and revelations come forth to you with ease and with grace? There is time to sink further still into the center of this I am that I am. Further allowing all the good that you're willing to receive, all the healing, transformation, demonstration, manifestations, blessings. Divinity to wash and pour over each organ, action, function, cell, and fiber of our being. Eradicating all lower frequencies and vibrations. Allowing divine intelligence to have its full sway. So with our express permission and by divine intention, inviting you to allow the Spirit of the living God, all good, to permeate the entire beingness, our entire beingness, all the levels of consciousness known and unknown, for our highest and best good. Think of it as a divine radiation, a divine exposure, eliminating and disintegrating all that no longer serves us for our highest and best good. Allow the sacred healing energy to expand. See it expand in your mind's eye, reaching all the places heretofore that have been maybe blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed. For your highest and best good, just see the areas now permeated with divine healing, light, and love energy. Even those areas receive divine light in this instant, in this moment, with each breath. Relish in your good as you proclaim it. Inviting you to just allow for gratitude to permeate your beingness with the next breath. The next inhalation is one of consecrated to gratitude. Gratitude for our very breath and being. Gratitude for this time of remembering the I am that I am. And with the exhalation, we infuse the entire sanctuary space with gratitude. It's a blessed space so that each person who enters may receive their own divine insight and revelation, healing and transformation, demonstration, manifestation. And with the next inhalation, let's bring ourselves and our awareness back more completely and fully to the body temple. You may want to just gently tap the toes to the ground and the fingertips together. Feel yourself in the chair or wherever you're sitting, whatever's supporting you. And with our next breath, we allow gently for the outer eyes to open if they're not already open, becoming aware of the sanctuary space in one another, feeling the frigid climate, knowing that all is good and all continues to unfold with ease and grace, a sense of healing, blessing, and joy. This concludes the meditation portion of today's service. To each of you, I'm profoundly and deeply grateful and thankful. Namaste.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Read after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. Yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Now look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. Yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together. In the name of love. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I said, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome. Yeah, I said, my soul is welcome here. And your soul is welcome. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. Getting a message loud and clear. Getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Here's Rick.
All right, thanks, Kelman. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Yeah, good morning. Welcome to our spiritual center in Redlands. Thank you to everyone joining us live in our beautiful sanctuary, and to those who follow us on Facebook Live and watch remotely on YouTube. My name is Rick, and it's truly an honor and privilege to welcome you to our Sunday celebration. We are a New Thought spiritual community and an all-inclusive to all spiritual truths from all the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. We focus on the philosophy of science of mind, which was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, who developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. We honor all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcomed here. If you are with us for the first time, please raise your hand and allow us to greet you. We are delighted to have you with us today. Well, you all look brand new to me. Let's see, I lost my place. A gentle reminder, please silence your cell phones and place them safely away so you may participate more fully. Thank you.
Okay, this is going to be our centering song. It's an old song by the Youngbloods. If you happen to remember this one, feel free to sing along. Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing. You may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go. This will surely pass. When the one who left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now, right now, right now, right
And so inviting us to breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. Let's breathe that in together. And with our exhalation, let's release and surrender all that does not match all that is divine. Just let it go with our exhalation. Once again, we breathe in and anchor the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And with our exhalation, release and surrender all that does not match all that is sacred. Just let it go. Let it go through the soles of your feet, through the pores of your skin. All that no longer serves us is not needed for us to carry out of this place and space. And with our inhalation, we take in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And this time with our exhale, we release all that does not match all that is holy. Just let it go. All that no longer serves us is evaporated, vanquished, released back to the nothingness from which it came. Allowing for an opportunity, a space, a portal for our highest and best good to reach us, this divine intelligence, always waiting to have its full sway in, through, and as our very life, in me and in you, fully orbed, always awaiting your permission, your divine intention. And so it's from this place of unification and oneness that I speak a word of blessing for this service, calling for it to unfold with ease and grace, a sense of joy, a sense of surrender. Asking that, as we always do, we say our own names out loud in the sanctuary space. Brother Mark, say the names of all those who you have on your hearts about prayer this day. Again, Ed. All those that have called our prayer ministry. I'm going to read a couple and ask you to join me in anchoring the knowing about the truth for each. The request from practitioner in Ukraine, Tatiana, for peace of mind and trust in life. Let's sit there and know that for Tatiana. Let's know it for ourselves. The truth about prayer is we must first know it about ourselves and then can see it rightly in another. We're asked to hold the highest good for Nikolai. Where Nikolai is, God is. See each as whole, complete and perfect, nothing missing, lacking, needing, or wanting. See them divinely sourced, sustained, maintained by the power and the presence, the love, the grace of pure spirit. We're asked to see Vladimir and the brother in arms that are on the front lines. The comrades have sent a request for prayer for the highest good in resolving the conflict between the military leadership and hotspots in Ukraine to save lives of the soldiers. So let's see that as happening and happened in the present tense. Nothing missing, lacking, needing, or wanting there. See divine intelligence have its full sway. I further call forth for peace to be selected and chosen as the policy in all world leaders. Just see that installed, and they don't need to even know why. The why is that it is the right thing to do. The why is that it is aligned with spiritual truth. See, no explanations required. See that shift happen. And now inviting us to find that same peace that passes human understanding within our own lives, within our own family units, within our own spiritual family units, within our own congregation, within our own city. See that. Let it vibrate through the double doors, through the city, through the rooftop of the sanctuary. See it go throughout the state of California. See it in the beautiful snow that's on some of the mountains. See it in each raindrop. Now permeate this peace that passes human understanding. We've all connected. Where two or more are gathered. Now see millions and millions, then billions and billions, then trillions and trillions of energy units for and about peace. Have its full sway. Let it go worldwide now. See it go global. See it fill the cosmos. See it, as it goes even higher, lift all lower frequencies and vibrations into itself. Peace with a capital P. And if you speak any other languages, just speak the name peace out loud in the sanctuary space. Mir. Peace. Paz. Peace. Call it forth. And I invite you to rest on this rock of truth with me, seeing humanitarian aid reach those in most critical need. See miracles and transformation take place about peace now with no delay, no further delay. See freedom have its full sway. See peace have its full sway. And join me on this rock of truth, and let's not be moved nor swayed until we see it as true and so, as made manifest and demonstrated on earth. Where we can feel it Let's continue to call it forth with ease and with grace. And so I bless the remainder of the service. I'm going to call it good and very good. I'm going to call it a healing place for demonstration, manifestation, for what's most needed by your soul to have its full sway now for your highest and best good. I know that in spirit, miracles are ordinary. So for anybody going through healings, we continue to see these healings unfold with ease and with grace. It's a natural state of your beingness, is wholeness, divine right health, abundance, joy, calling forth perfect divine right, romance and relationships, calling forth healed family dynamics where there may be fractures, calling forth for these miracles to continue to unfold, because guess what? They're ordinary in spirit. So I call it forth with a joyful heart and invite you to say together with me, and so it is. So it is. And so Rick is going to come up for the reading today, and thank you for that, Rick. It's 2 pages.
Okay, great. We cannot control how much time we get here, but we can make our lives as wide as possible while we have the chance. So sip your coffee a little slower, wake up in the middle of the bed, linger at dinner table with your friends, hug them as often as possible. Create the things that you are a channel for. Don't dismiss your gifts or your curiosity or the beauty that is trying to find you. Pay attention to what reaches you in this life and reach back. Send the message. Be the person who cares. Leave people better than you found them. Try your best to forgive, to let go, to not make your hurt a cage. Live as loudly as possible. Love as tenderly as you can, and never stop putting your heart into this world. Never stop putting your heart into this world. And that was written by Banaka, do you know? Bianca Sparcinio on Facebook. That was beautiful. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, so we're talking about mindfulness today, and had to do some searching to try to find a song that talks about mindfulness, but I finally came up with a song that I wrote a long time ago when my niece Jennifer was 15 years old, and she was all excited about Egyptology. And I had to change the key. I might hit a few wrong chords, but that's okay. So if the chorus here says, if you want to feel the healing power of the pyramids, but you're not involved in solving the streets of the Nile, you've got to sense the gentle wisdom of a little kid. Jennifer's hieroglyph is not a lie or myth. You know how hard it is to rhyme the word hieroglyph? That was a tough one. Anyway, here it is, Jennifer's hieroglyph. Oh, and I do have drums on. Hang on. User 43 and 198. Oh, good, it's still there. Long ago in Egypt, in a city by the Nile, there lived a lonely pharaoh who'd lived for quite a while, but he wanted to live longer, that's a fact. So he packed up his sarcophagus and said, I'll be right back. He traveled traveled out to Cairo on a camel he did ride. He found a giant statue, it's an oracle, he cried. He said, in getting older I've been cursed. I've tried potions, but it's only getting worse. If you wanna feel the healing power of the pyramids, but you're not involved in solving mysteries of the Nile, you've got to sense the gentle wisdom of a little kid. Jennifer's hieroglyph is not a lie or myth. Outside the Sphinx there stands a verse. It says to jinx a mummy's curse, we must think of others first, and in a while cheeks get pinker as you nurse them with a smile. Mark Anthony and Cleo were beginning to digress. All the books in Alexandria did simply not address how to make their adolescent phase revive. Don't want a tomb like Tutankhamun has, they only want to thrive. You want to feel the healing power of the pyramids, but you're not resolved to solving mysteries of the Nile. You've got to sense the gentle wisdom of a little kid. Jennifer's hieroglyph is not a lie or myth. Outside the Sphinx there stands a verse. It says to jinx a mummy's curse, we must think of others first, and in a while cheeks get pinker as you nurse them with a smile. Jennifer's hieroglyph.
Ladies and gentlemen, our music director, Mr. Gilman Carver. Okay, so join me in seeing Dry Ice, and the smoke is coming through, and I'm running up to the stage. I have that in my mind every time I come up. Like the dry ice and their slow clap, right?
And the crowd
I'm gonna take your energy.
wild.
All right. Did the crowd go wild?
They're all yelling, Mark, Mark, Mark.
How is everybody today? Thank you, Gilman. Is everybody doing well? And I thank you for being here. I know that some people were traveling. I think it's an off day for some tomorrow, so I appreciate everybody who's here. And if you want to see more people, you can invite more people, right? Even though a lot of people like to keep our place secret. Or you can also tell a friend, bring a friend, spread the word on social media. You could call someone that you're thinking about, right, that you normally might snack with after and say, hey, just checking in to make sure you're doing A-okay. Because we always want to make sure that everybody is A-okay, and at the same time, we don't normally track people. We don't have tracking devices yet for our congregants, right? I always say to people that in Science of Mind, it's kind of like herding feral cats. You have to open up the cans, and hopefully they'll like the flavors that we put out, right? So today is mindfulness. What comes to your mind when I say mindfulness? And I'm just going to repeat it in the mic. Sometimes I'm out there. But does something come in your mind? Because I'm going to tell you what happened when I did the research. And if you did the research too, you probably saw some of the same things I saw. Mindfulness. Being present. Yes, thank you. That's like exact. Mindfulness. Awareness. Yes. Mindfulness. Focus. Yes. And just a beingness as well. Mindfulness. Aware of your thoughts. Excellent. Mindfulness.
Being aware of what kind of thoughts you're having.
Yeah, being aware of the kind of thoughts you're having. Like you're kind of in a state of allowing all the things to come through and not necessarily attaching to any of them. Mindfulness. Perfect cue, the heater went off. Mindfulness. So everybody gets the idea. Do you know that this is great? When I went to Google it, a lot of times just one definition will come up. And on this one, guess how many pages came up for mindfulness? It was like 60 some pages. And 22 had good material. And then like almost 40 were the points, I want to say like a bibliography, like the credits where you have the numbers of all the sources. So isn't that an amazing thing? Mindfulness also, by the way, is at least a $4 billion annual industry. Mindfulness, by the way, there's at least 60,000 books on Amazon with the word mindful in the title. I had no idea. Did you know? There it is. So now we're more mindful about mindfulness. So let's see what I brought. Before I start on mindfulness, I wanted to say that tomorrow, I believe, the February 17 is Random Act of Kindness Day, right? So if you want to participate in that, random means no credit, right? So you can give service here, you could give service in the things that our CRS Redlands community does in the world, or just you can even just buy a coffee or a lunch for somebody, whatever it is. It's Random Acts of Kindness Day. That's tomorrow. So back to mindfulness. It's the cognitive skill, usually developed through meditation, of sustaining meta-attentive awareness toward the contents of one's own mind in the present moment. So since the 70s, there's been a lot of therapeutic applications based on mindfulness for helping people. And some of them had psychological conditions. The mindfulness practice has been employed to reduce depression, to reduce stress, to reduce anxiety, and in the treatment of drug addiction. Programs based on mindfulness models have been adopted within schools, prisons, hospitals, veteran centers, and other environments. And mindfulness programs have been applied for additional outcomes such as healthy aging, for healthy weight management, for athletic performance, for helping children with special needs, and as interventions during even early pregnancy. So isn't that interesting, all the ways that mindfulness can be put in? And if you're not sure of how athletes might use it, check sports and sporting events, right? We were just watching this morning, getting dressed for church, a tennis match. And sometimes in tennis, if you're in pro tennis, it comes down usually to just 2 points, right? So you can play for 3 to 5 hours, and it's going to come down to 2 points. And so we watched a final today, and the winner was a guy named Humbert. I can't pronounce the guy's name who was the player that he beat, but you could tell that that other player really wanted to win as well and had beat even a top player, Medvedev, to get to the final. And in the last game, it kind of all fell apart. It was like a double fault. I'm sure there's going to be a mindfulness coach added if there's not one already, because it's that like when you get through. And imagine this. Imagine having to win to get to any championship level in sports. Isn't that amazing? All the matches prior. And I watched some of it in the last couple of days, and I was really intrigued because you could tell who wanted it more, right? And it was just a littlest bit in that level of athletics. It is not a high percentage. It's that mindfulness at the end, the focus, the practice of trying to drown out everything else except for that moment. And even though a couple games before we had seen the person save 3 break points, meaning they held their serve, right, or the match would have been over long before it was, you could tell that it was just kind of, you could almost even feel it through the TV that it might have just been, one more half a block too far for the person that, in that moment. So mindfulness can I believe, help us as well in our daily lives, and that's why we're talking about it. So further, and I'm just reading from Wikipedia, and just some highlighted areas. Further, the practice of mindfulness may be a preventative strategy to halt the development of mental health problems. Mindfulness practices have been said to enable individuals to respond more effectively to stressful situations by helping them strike the balance between over-identification and suppression of their emotional experiences, by finding the middle point, which is the recognition and the acceptance. Further, research indicates that mindfulness may favorably influence the immune system as well as inflammation, which can consequently impact physical health, especially considering that inflammation has been linked to the development of several chronic health conditions. Is this surprising you a little? It surprised me a little. Is it? So just the idea of mindfulness, and I'm almost feeling it intuitively like a neutrality, right? Like the mindfulness could be the practices, and it does have Buddhism as the background. It does have this idea that despite, we can almost look at all the thoughts that are happening in our moment as like clouds. We can almost encircle them as like a cloud and let them pass. And then we can stay in the middle, in the awareness, without judging, without self-judging, right? We can use mindfulness as a practice and add it. So the one-line definition is mindfulness practice involves the process of developing the skill of bringing one's attention to whatever is happening in the present moment. Everybody feel it so far? And so despite any distraction, we can use mindfulness, we can use our breathing, we can use it to practice non-judgment even about self or what might be happening to ourself, to stay in the awareness in the middle, right? To stay in the neutrality. So some mindfulness practice, let me describe some of it. It's a way of paying attention that originated in Eastern meditation practices. It's paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. And bringing one's complete attention to the present experience on a moment-to-moment basis. It involves both formal and informal meditation practices and non-meditation-based exercises. Formal mindfulness or meditation is the practice of sustaining attention on body, on breath, on sensations, or whatever arises in each moment. And informal mindfulness is the application of mindful attention in everyday life. So if you ever Google it, it's going to come up with really a lot of information, and it's going to come up with some things that I had no idea about, right? So should we continue a little bit more? You were mindful of it. I was mindful. I wasn't mindful of all of it. I was in the middle where everything's possible. And then I was really surprised because now it's going to give us there's a 2-component model and a 5 aggregate model. And I know it sounds a little odd that I'm going to talk about this. It's what I highlighted, so I'm going to talk about it. So the first component involves self-regulation of attention so that it's maintained on immediate experience, thereby allowing for increased recognition of mental events in the present moment. The second component involves adopting a particular orientation toward one's experiences in the present moment, an orientation that is characterized by curiosity, openness, and acceptance. Then there's a 5 aggregate model, and it's looking at the material form, including both the physical body and external matter, where material elements are continuously moving and form the material body. The second is feelings. They can be pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. The third is perceptions, represent being aware of attributes of an object. They can be the color, they can be the shape of an object. Then volition represents bodily, verbal, and psychological behavior. And then the fifth is sensory consciousness, refers to the input from the 5 senses. Everybody knows the 5 senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or touch. And that we can pay attention to that as thoughts arise and happen to arise in our mind. So then there's a section called Cultivating Self-Knowledge and Wisdom. I only highlighted 2 things. The practice of mindfulness can be utilized to gradually develop self-knowledge and wisdom. And Buddhist teachings, ultimate wisdom refers to gaining deep insight into all phenomena or seeing things as they are. So far, so good? Yeah? Now, this is a funny area. It's called popularization of the mindfulness movement. And there were some things that were attributed, I'm highlighting the things that I thought would apply for today, but you can really go through. In fact, I made a copy for Holly and for Heidi of the pages that refer for teaching, especially in education and in schools. And I forgot, Chrissy, you're a teacher too, right? So, okay, I'm going to give you one too. So this is about mindfulness. It's still gaining and growing in popularity. We talked about that it's a $4 billion at least industry per year, right? And that there are over 60,000 books just on Amazon alone with the word mindful in the title. So it's a practice in daily life apart from Buddhist insight, meditation, and its application in clinical psychology. And in this context, mindfulness is defined as moment-by-moment awareness of thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and the surrounding environment, characterized mainly by acceptance, attention to thoughts and feelings without judging whether they're right or wrong. Mindfulness focuses the human brain on what is being sensed at each moment, instead of on its normal remuneration of the past or its future. Mindfulness may be seen as a mode of being and can be practiced outside a formal setting. So is everybody catching, like, we can feel, some of us feel how cold it is in the room, right? Or if noises were being made in the room. And then we can use the mindfulness as a practice to still stay in the middle, to try to see if our mind is going toward a judgment of some sort, we can pull it back, right? So to me, it's a perfect practice for any science of mind-based teaching, because what's the saying right before you walk in the sanctuary doors, right on the wall? Change your thinking, change your life. So it's not just it's this changing the belief behind the thinking. To me, that's where the power lies, right? Changing what you really, really believe as true and so. If you believe something at 100%, then it can manifest, demonstrate, and occur at 100%. So it's a practice. Mindfulness can be one of the spiritual tools we add in our spiritual toolbox as we leave to have a variety of benefits in our daily living. So we can change our thinking at any point in time. We can be mindful of when we're triggered, right? We've talked about that before. And this idea of staying neutral. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken about that from up here. The idea that sometimes we just stay neutral, I think, is very powerful. Does everybody have an example of that in their own mind? Can you think of one where you may have stayed neutral? Like it's receiving irritating email, maybe not reading all of it at the right. If you're not in the mood to read it, I mean, why? It's going to be there later on when you read it, right? How about a voicemail? How about a text? How about just driving? Sometimes people want to get there to cut you off or go faster. I mean, a lot of times now I'm just kind of allowing that. I'm like, okay. Sometimes I'm even just moving over because I don't want to be involved in the drama that I see in my rearview mirror. I'm like, no, not me, not today. And sometimes I choose to get around something that's happening where people could possibly even be asleep at the wheel, right? They're going like 42 in the fast lane, and they're just going fast enough to block everybody from passing them for miles and miles. Have you ever seen those people? Yeah. Maybe they're doing mindfulness practice, like. Although I could tell you for sure, there's a lot of judgment coming toward those cars, right? But who knows what they're doing in the car? Because it's not really driving. So, and sometimes we want to be careful too that we are paying attention when we're driving, right? We're actually I think most of driving now is just being an offensive driver. But there you go. I've been spending, as you could tell, too much time on the road. The 42-mile-an-hour people are real. And they usually go up against like big trucks or things like that. So being mindful can be simple things. And they can have really good, it could have a really good outcome. I think even being mindful, especially being neutral, if somebody wants to attack, to me, sometimes I've said, like in the Matrix, you remember how you can just like, it's almost like a boomerang coming at you. You can see it coming at you, but you don't have to engage it. Sometimes if I see it and I'm mindful, I can just kind of duck. I know that sounds weird, but I'm spiritually ducking. And then I'm knowing that if it was sent to me to hurt, I'm not particularly saying that I want the other person to hurt that sent it. What I'm saying is, let it just be returned to sender. It's like I'm the spiritual post office. And I'm stamping it, return to sender, addressee unknown. I'm not in the mood, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the mood, so sometimes, I used to be able to do that, but I can't now. If I did it, I wouldn't be able to get up. You know, you go all the way back. And let the boomerang go, because boomerangs usually return to the sender. See, so somebody may want to engage us in something we don't want to engage in. I think that's a practice of mindfulness too, and I think it's a practice of using our spiritual tools. There's nothing that says silence is a response. Everybody knows that, right? Silence is a really powerful response. Let's see what I have on mindfulness. Is everybody kind of getting something out of it? Like, I'm going to take it a little, I still have some more material, but not a lot. Because even though it was 60-some pages, you guys can look that up on your own. And if you want to see some of it, I printed some of it out. It's pretty amazing. Just come up to the chair over here after. You could take pictures with your cell phone, whatever you want to do. So from scientific research, this is about the effects and efficacy of mindfulness practice. It's gained increasing empirical attention since 1970 and has been studied often as interventions. We talked about this, it might repeat. Stress reduction, right? Meta-analyses indicate it's been beneficial effects for healthy adults, for adolescents and children, as well as for different health-related outcomes, including weight management, psychiatric conditions, heart disease, sleep disorders, cancer care, adult autism treatment, multiple sclerosis, and other health-related conditions. I had no idea about that. Did you? So it's really interesting because it's also proof attached to science of mind, right? That thoughts are things, that our beliefs do have power. So this is what I got to say even about mindfulness. If we believe it will benefit us, guess what? It will benefit us as a tool, right? It's just like if we believe that it will not benefit us, it shall not benefit us. Does that make sense? So it's another one of those tools, and I love it because the idea of being mindful to me is paying attention. Like I'm just speaking freely now from my heart. I'm not speaking any longer from Wikipedia. I'm saying it's paying attention, and what I know spiritually is that the mind that's connected to your mind is always waiting for your mind to allow it to have more of its full sway in, through, and as your very life, right? It's pretty much clonking us on the head. Hello? Do you remember me? Hello? Right? What is Spirit always doing? Clonk, clonk, clonk. Like it's always giving us life experiences. It's giving us the heaviness of the human condition sometimes, right? And it's giving us opportunities to heal. It's giving us opportunities to grow. It's giving us opportunities to reveal even more of it in, through, and as our very life. Am I making some sense? Also, think about this. Mindfulness is paying attention to your intuition as well. Now, everybody catch that one? Mindfulness is also paying attention to your intuition, which to me is the voice for God speaking in, through, and as me, speaking in, through, and as you. So it's kind of a cool thing because we can listen, and you have to use your free will to allow, right, it to be even more present in our lives for all levels of healing, of demonstration, of manifestation, of transformation, of revelation, of divine insight, of wisdom, for healing, for blessing. I don't think Spirit forces itself upon us. I don't know, I haven't rationalized that in my mind where Spirit could force its way. I think it's a co-creator with our will. I think it has to be our allowing. It has to be our permission. It has to be our setting the pin code to be open, to be receptive. It has to be our willingness to surrender more to it, to have its full sway in, through, and as our very life. To me, that's also part of mindfulness. It's also part of paying attention. It's also part of using the intuition. It's also part, you can also look at all those things in a mindfulness practice, right? Without judging any of it. Just saying, right? I'm receiving, it's like when you get messages, sometimes we have those notifications. And they can be very irritating, right? When you get an email like ding, 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 ding. Have you ever had your phone kind of blow up, or your emails are like, who's emailing me? Or text alerts, ding, 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 ding. Spirit's always doing that. Ding. Craig, ding. David, ding. Ricky, ding. Marika, ding. Elaine, ding. Eddie, ding. It's always trying to get a message. So it's by our mindfulness that we can pay attention to be a better receptor, to be a better receiver. And sometimes it's not even a ding. Sometimes it's just a feeling tone. Sometimes it'll just be pure silence. And we're almost in the silence. Let's just take a minute or two to mindfully allow anything that's coming through for your highest and best good to reach you now, where it may have heretofore been blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed. Just by your willingness. If you're willing, I'm not saying you have to do it. Optional always. Emma Curtis Hopkins would say, it's your good. You ought to have it. Let's just take a moment there in that stillness as a receptor. Let's breathe this whole healing energy in all the way through every organ, action, function, cell, and fiber of our being. And with a grateful heart, just release it all. Know it continues to unfold in magnificent ways. And if you want to return back to the space in the room, you can. I'm going to close with a couple of quotes about mindful living. From Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called You, page 10. Every desire you have for betterment in life is some echo from deep within, which forever proclaims, behold, I make all things new. From James Baraz, Awakening Joy Meditation Course. Mindfulness is simply being aware of what is happening right now without wishing it were different. Enjoying the pleasant without holding on when it changes, which it will. Being with the unpleasant without fearing it will always be this way, which it won't. I want to do that one again because I loved it. From James Baraz. Mindfulness is simply being aware of what is happening right now without wishing it were different. Enjoying the pleasant without holding on when it changes, which it will. Being with the unpleasant without fearing it will always be this way, which it won't. From Nicholas Christakis. That's got to be one of our people. Right, Marika? The Book of Joy. The ripple effect can extend out to 2 and 3 degrees of separation. In other words, experiments with large numbers of people show that if you are kind and compassionate, your friends' friends, and even your friends' friends are more likely to be kind and compassionate. From Parker Palmer, A Hidden Wholeness. Because our stories make us vulnerable to be fixed, exploited, dismissed, or ignored, we've learned to tell them guardedly or not at all. Neighbors, co-workers, and even family members can live side by side for years without learning much about each other's lives. As a result, we lose something of great value. For the more we know about another's story, the harder it is to hate or harm that person. From Evan Hodkins, forgiveness is not some isolated event. One fine act of mercy ripples throughout the galaxy. Gradually, by each act of clemency, so do we accrue the winsome aroma of unadulterated forgiveness. Pardon is God's perfume. From Scripture, John 14:27. Peace I live with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid. From Hinduism, the Upanishads. The one who is beyond time, beyond space, beyond cause, and beyond that which follows the cause, he knows how to enwrap oneself in a mantle of divine happiness. From Taoism, the Lao Tzu, stop thinking and end your problems. From Native American proverb, listen to the wind, it talks. Listen to the silence, it speaks. Listen to your heart, it knows. Blessings. And while Gilman's coming up, I have a quote for you, Gilman, from Ludwig von Beethoven. Ready? Music is a higher revelation than all wisdom and philosophy. Music is the electrical soil in which the spirit lives, thinks, and invents.
Guitar. Push the guitar knob. Oh, I'm not plugged in. Sorry. My bad. Okay. If you want to feel the healing power of the pyramids, but you're not involved in solving mysteries of the Nile, you've got to sense the gentle wisdom of a little kid. Jennifer's hieroglyph is not a lie or myth. Outside the Sphinx there stands a verse. It says to jinx a mummy's curse, we must think of others first, and in a while cheeks get pinker as you nurse them with a smile.
Now it's time for the offering. The ushers coming forth. And Ed, you want to come up for the announcements? I have them up here. So thank you, everybody. It's our conscious time for giving. So just know the same portal from which we give is the same portal from which we receive. So I want us to practice being even more generous and broader-based givers. Remember, tomorrow's the Random Acts of Kindness Day, right? February 17. All right. If you agree with the affirmation, we'll say it together line by line. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world. And it returns to me multiplied abundantly and magnificently. And so it is.
Thank you for giving. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for believing. Thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, bless you for your sharing. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
Are you gonna?
And so I invite the congregation, we outstretch our hands toward the offerings received. We see them continue to multiply, and they do. They come in all week. So see them grow and grow and multiply and multiply. For those watching remotely, you're going to put in the links on where to go, right? Oh, hey, Ann. Say hi.
Hey, Ann.
Good to see you remotely. And life is good. Just remember that all the time. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Okay, and now Ed Torres, the board president, has announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Please plan to attend March 3rd, Monday night, starting February 17th. Let me back up. Plan to attend third Monday nights, starting February 17th, which is tomorrow, from 6 to 9 p.m. in person here at the sanctuary for Dao De Jing. Did I get that right? Dao De Jing. Got that good?
Dao De Ching.
Yes. And Jim Crump's here. Jim, would you like to say something briefly about...
Good morning. I'm Jim Crump, and we're going to have a book study group about the Dao De Ching tomorrow night from 6 to 9, and it will meet every third Monday until we get through the book. It's a discovery, it's a discussion, a group exploration, so I invite you to come join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Will this be available via Zoom or no? Okay, just in person. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jim. Also, attend the Metaphysical Fair and Shopping Bazaar. Tell your family and friends, Saturday, February 22nd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have some great readers, and we also have some individuals that are providing nice gifts that you could purchase and jewelry. So that will be here at the sanctuary. The Divine Feminine Circle meets on Monday, March 3rd, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. here in the sanctuary, facilitated by Gail Yandel and Susie Ammons. Also, stay with us after service for potluck and fellowship. And also, Phil Courtney is requesting, he needs one male for his show. And so if any of you have an idea or would like to participate, you can see Phil after the service, of course. It's acting, yes. To be or not to be. So anyway, I invite everyone. Also, I want to make one statement for our church here. I know a lot is going on in our community, in our world, and it's important for us to stand strong in what we believe and what truth stands for. And we should never be afraid not to be able to speak our truth. So I encourage everyone as we move forward in time, especially in our community, to join us. There will be some programs going on with the RAKE, and that's the Redlands Interfaith Community. And I will start announcing and making sure that you can participate in some of these events. But many of the churches, rabbis, and ministers and priests are all standing in unison with the Pope at the Vatican, stating that churches are sanctuaries and we're a safe place, and that no one can enter our sanctuary unless they're invited. So we need to stand strong in this moment in time. So if we can all rise and for our closing song, and thank you.
I used to think I would always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spent my days in quiet desperation. On the outside, things looked good. Yeah, you can rattle those shakers. Shake them. Then I discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Yes, I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open, wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. No separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I imagine. I imagine separations gone away. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. And I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Yes, I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide